Late Night Love Doc, back with another video because these videos are necessary. I'd like to thank all of those people who have subscribed to my channel. I'd like to thank everybody who has watched my last videos and have liked my videos, because all this stuff makes a difference. Everybody who has commented and been a part of the conversation, I'd like to thank you as well for being involved, getting involved. You know, even though I'm the one that's speaking, I'm the one that's talking, I'm not the only one that has an opinion on this. I'm not the only one that has advice. There are other brothers and sisters out there who have wonderful tips and experience that they can offer. Somebody could use this information. Somebody could stand to hear this stuff. Right? Because whenever you're young, when you're a young man, say 20 in this world, or a young woman, 20, you know, no one has trained you for the most part on what to do inside of a relationship. So at age 20, 21, so forth, you're pretty much on your own trying to figure this stuff out by yourself. And a lot of times what ends up happening is people don't really get it, and they don't really get good at relationships until they get older. You know, it might be 20 years later, when they're in their 40s, when they finally start to really get it. That's the way it happened for me. You know, I didn't really understand relationships when I was in my 20s. Right? And then once I've been through the experience of, you know, dealing with different people over the course of time, I started to gain experience, wisdom, knowledge. And that's what I'm sharing with you guys on this channel. This platform is about sharing wisdom and knowledge. If anyone has good advice on any of these topics, I welcome your points of view. I welcome your opinions. Maybe you will say something that I didn't say that might help someone. You know, we're all in this together. That's how I see it. You know, I'm the one that's doing the speaking, but the way I feel is that we're all in this together. That's just how I feel. So we're going to have a late night chat tonight. Of course, the topic is relationships, dating, marriage, everything that has to do with relationships. You know, so somebody asked me a question. Somebody asked me, why do you do this? Why do you focus on relationships? Why is that? So, I have nothing but time, so I'm going to talk about it. The reason I focus on relationships is because it just became a passion of mine. You know, I have a very unique perspective about relationships. I believe I was given a gift in terms of how I, you know, come up with creative things. My creativity, I think, is a gift. And I've been through a lot of relationships in my life. I've been through a lot of situations. I've dated many different people in my time, many different females. I dated a lot of women in my time. And I'll tell you, over the course of the different relationships I went through, you know, I was just basically just jumping into these relationships without any consideration. You know, you might be able to relate to what I just said right there. I jumped into a lot of these relationships without any consideration, meaning I didn't do any examination of myself or of these people. I just jumped in a relationship for whatever reason, and that was it. But I really shouldn't have been in a relationship, right? And that's not to say that the person that I was dating was beneath me. we just wasn't a good fit for each other. Because I don't feel like I'm better than anybody in any of these relationships I was in. It's not so much that I'm better than anybody. It's just that, you don't fit with everybody. I've made a video about this before. You don't belong with everybody. You shouldn't be dating a million people because you're not a fit for everybody. There's a certain person that's more fitted and more suited for you. Right? And you're not going to find that person just jumping from person to person. It's going to take a deeper examination. So, I've been, of course, these relationships didn't work out. So I ended up in a lot of failing relationships. And I'm not too crazy about that. So as I got older, I started asking myself, you've been in all these relationships with all these people. You can sit around and be mad that these relationships didn't work. You could be mad that you were in these relationships and, time went by and you can't get that back. So I had to figure out, am I going to sit and be bitter about this for the rest of my life? Am I going to be bitter about the fact that these relationships didn't work? Or am I going to do something about that? Well, I made a decision that I just wanted to give back. So that's what I did. That's what I did with this channel. You have to forgive me sometimes because I do drive while I make these videos. So sometimes I have to tend to little things that I have to do while I'm driving. So sometimes it may appear that I'm like distracted. I'm not really distracted. I'm just handling a little errand. So just forgive that from time to time. I try to make sure I stay 100% safe while I do this. I follow all the rules and regulations. So I had to make a decision. I said, I'm not going to sit around and be bitter about all these relationships that didn't work out. So rather than sit around and be bitter, I decided to give back because, just because I didn't have advice growing up, that doesn't mean that no one else shouldn't have advice. So I said, you know what? No one taught me, no one advised me, but here I am with this creative mind, this unique perspective, and just lots of opinions. I said, instead of just letting all that go to waste, why don't you try to help someone? Why don't you try to just talk and try to help someone? And that's what I decided to do. And that's why this channel was born. And that's why I talk about relationships. Because I want to be a gift to someone. You understand? I want to give back to someone. I want someone to do better than I did. If there's a young brother or sister out there who listens to my channel and they listen to some advice I've given and it helps them in their relationships, it helps them when they're age 22, then I'm serving my purpose. I'm serving my purpose. And I'm so thankful for the mind that the Most High gave me. I'm so thankful for the brothers and sisters and all of you who are on this channel, following this channel, subscribing to this channel. And I'm about just no nonsense, straightforward relationship advice. No fluff, no BS, no drama. I just give you straight relationship advice. That's it. That's it. That's all this channel is about. All right, so now I have given you the reasoning as to why I do this channel. But let me give you a little more in this video. I don't want to just talk about what I'm doing. Let me give you some advice today. That's what I'm going to be doing. I'm giving you some advice today. Right? So I'm gonna talk to you guys about just jumping in and out of different relationships. I kind of mentioned that a little bit earlier, but I'm gonna go a little more in detail into that. All right, you got people who, right, they get themselves involved in these things called speed dating, right? Where basically you just go to an event and you sit down with some, most of you guys know what that is. So I don't need to explain it. Right? The whole premise of speed dating is just to get you, just to get you talking to as many people as humanly possible. Let's just get you, talking to all these people as quickly as we can. Speed dating, in my opinion, doesn't make any sense. Because if you're going to enter into a relationship with someone, you need to do a careful examination of that person. And you can't do that in a few seconds. The information that you need to gather is going to take some time. It's almost like building up a case in a court. Right? You got to build up a case on this person. You got to examine this person. You got to see what this person's all about. You can't really examine a person jumping from person to person to person to person to person. And it's not good for you to jump from person to person to person to person to person. It's not good for you. Right? It's almost like it's knocking your spirit all over the place. Think about it as in the terms of boxing. Think about Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson is standing in front of you, and he got you up against the ropes. He's hitting you with a left, he's hitting you with a right, left, right, left, right, left, right. He's going back and forth, and you're just being knocked. Your head is just going back and forth, side to side, round and round. He's just knocking you all over the place. And that's exactly what's happening with you when you just are jumping in and out of these relationships, going from one to the other. Bam, 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 bam. Your spirit is being knocked to and fro. Right? Because your spirit is supposed to be calm, at peace, serene. Right? You can't experience that if you're going through all these different emotions from dealing with all these different people.
Please slow down.
My navigation system. Right? You're being knocked all over the place. Right? Because you go through different emotions when you deal with different people. And you're not meant to be with everyone. I'm going to always say this, and I'm going to keep saying it. You're not meant to be with everyone. There's only a handful of people who are tailor-made for you. Some people get upset after dating so many different people, and they're like, well, why can't I find love? Why can't I find the perfect man? Well, first of all, there's no such thing as a perfect man. And second of all, you're just jumping in and out and in and out and in and out of relationships. You're not doing no deeper examination. See, developing a relationship takes effort. To develop a relationship, it takes effort. You got to put some effort in. You have to do some examining. Right? You have to look at a person carefully. Because what many of us do is we get around a person, we just say to ourselves, oh yeah, I like this person likes me. And then you jump into a relationship with them. And that's because you're around them. You don't see anybody else around you, so you just say, okay, I'll just be with this person. And then 2 weeks later, it doesn't work out. You mess around and jump into a relationship with another person right away. And I'm going to do a video about that, because you should not be jumping into something else when you just came out of something. You shouldn't do that. I'm going to talk about that in a future video, because it needs to be talked about. But that's why I'm here, right? That's not good for your spirit. It's not good for your conscience. to be just jumping from person to person to person to person. You actually give yourself a break, and you have to, if your relationship ends with someone, you have to give yourself time to reestablish your life and figure out who you are again. And you don't give yourself time to do that. You just jump right in with someone else. That's not good. But that's what a lot of us do. Well, stop all this jumping in from person to person to person. Just stop it. It's not helping you, right? And you're not going to find a good mate like that, because you're probably in desperation mode. If you're doing that, you're probably in desperation mode, right? You got to realize what you're doing. You're in desperation mode, right? That's what a desperate person does. Jumping into one relationship after the other without any break, without any examination, just jumping in consistently. Oh, I'm going to date this person. Okay, you know what? I'm going to date that person. It honestly sounds like desperation mode. I got to be honest with you. Right? You got to stop that, because that's not going to help you. It's not going to do nothing for you. You're not going to find a good relationship like that. Because to find a good relationship, you got to step back. You have to establish your own life first. You have to be happy with yourself, right? You have to live your life every day. And then once you live your life and you pursue a passion, right, and some people will start to present themselves to you. People will start to come into your circle. And when you see these people come into your circle, you examine them to make sure they're a good fit for you and you're a good fit for them. And that's it. All this jumping in, back to back to back to back to back, it's not good for you, so don't do it. It's not good for you, so don't do it. If you're dating someone right now and it doesn't work out, as soon as it's over, just sit back. Just go sit down and chill. Right? It takes time to get a person out of your system, and you got to cleanse that person out, and then you got to sit down and chill, let them fully go out of your system, reestablish yourself, become happy again, and then the next person may present themselves into your life, and then you can move forward. But you have to clear your cache first. You have to clear your cookies. You have to let that old relationship die so that your new relationship can come in. Right? You gotta let that old relationship burn out. So stop all the speed dating. Stop, taking everybody's number from Match.com. Stop accepting everybody's invite from eHarmony. Stop just lining up date after date after date, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. You're never going to find true happiness like this. It's just not going to happen, because you were not meant to be with all these people. Your heart was meant to settle down with one person. You're not going to be happy. You may be dating all these people, but it's going to be a very shallow feeling. So just stop all of it. Just stop it. All right, that's what I wanted to tell you about today. I wanted to talk to you about that, because I see a lot of people doing this. Just jumping from one person to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. And they can't understand why they're not happy. You'll never be happy like that. Now, at some point in the near future, I'm going to give you the blueprint. There's a definite blueprint that you can implement that will increase your odds of relationship success and happiness. Right? This is coming in the near future. But for now, I've made my case in this video. I've said what I wanted to say. I hope someone received this. Maybe this will help someone, right? If you have some comments about anything I said today, please feel free to leave them in the comment thread. Any comments or questions. I'm open for debate. When I say debate, I don't mean the back and forth bickering. I'm open to talk about the topic that I've laid out here. Right? If you've watched this video up to this point, I thank you for sticking with me. If you enjoyed this message today, please hit the like button. Of course, share it if you will. Right? Because this is about helping someone, man. Someone out here needs to hear what I just told you. Someone needs to hear this. So if you share this on your social media or wherever, it might reach the right person that needs to hear this message. There's far too many people do this, and it's very unproductive. And honestly, it's very unflattering. It's unflattering as hell. And you're in desperation mode, just jumping in from one person to the other, to the other, to the other, to the other. It's not how you find true love. I mean, on that type of path, you'll never find love at all. You know, you're going to have a bunch of different dates, but you'll never find love, most likely. It's not likely because you have to clear out the previous feelings from the last person you dated. You have to reestablish yourself and prepare yourself for a new relationship. Right? If you try to start a new relationship with someone else still on your mind, is that love? Is that a true love? This person's still in the back of your head because you just dealt with them last week. And now you're dealing with a new person who has no idea that you were just dating someone recently. So that's that for this video. I made my points. Once again, I thank you for tuning in. And I'm sure I'll have another wonderful topic pretty soon. So thank everybody for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this message. Late Night Love Doc. I'll catch you on the next one. I'm out.